Right, that bitch like a horse. She about to go down there. Bitch, the whole fuck. You ain't know they coming over the wire. I go with the fuck. Yeah, go to Metro Song. Bad news to beat the home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get over that ass real quick one time. 144, baby. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said I'm drunk. Soon as they train that bitch, I ride that bitch like a horse. She about to go down there. Bitch, the whole fuck. She ain't know they coming over the wire. I go with the fuck. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. Even lower on the door, so that bitch is either hard. Yeah, I know them niggas cut like that. I swear I'm to my car. When the baby make a chorus, we gon' start another war. I was heard when she left, but I don't care about any car. I need a Vaseline like I need a bubble bar. So the top watch the dark. Not a fag like the dark. Any problem, let them go. We gon' snap they soul like Shane Shaw. Put them by the circle, keep them cool like this all be great. Try to hold me, it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Know that one up like a trophy. I'm the nigga ain't go to fake. Know them boys be taking low. Call them up like second day. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitch is getting hopeful. So them put on that top three. Then we be my house show. Don't make excuses, take full. These niggas are grateful. Gotta show them you be K-Roll. I'm making like I can't lose. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they train that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go down there. Bitch, the whole fuck. You ain't know they coming over the wire. I go with the fuck. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. Even lower on the door, so that bitch is either hard. Hey, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear to my car. Y'all just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a bit up with my niggas. Get your knife in your part. They ain't nothing with the counter, but you speaking to the part. Yeah, I just took the part. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see that outcome. These niggas bad, got them tied down and out there. Take them with the steps. Niggas been down since day one. We want nothing bad. Bitch like dollar, dollar, dollar. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they pray that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go down, yeah, bitch, the whole fuck. You ain't know that coming over the wire. I come with the fuck. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. Either low or the door, so that bitch is either hard. I told you niggas you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to my car. And I just made it go. We gon' start another war. Yeah. I got you. Ain't no more hard, just game on job. Colder than an ambulance, way above average. Being tasty, on the fake me an average. telling me how to practice from the shower to a coach man. Focus up here, I lay that game down. I feel it's pain, cause nothing is the same now. Never like shine like heaven to a rain cloud. Walk never fit like my tail, so pain. Try to warn them niggas, we really all like a race. The moment niggas great, I'm great anthems for it. I really see promise up in this bad now. Remember enemies, ride down on camera. Talk about this night, I wanna black and white like a phantom. I'm fantasy, they nigga that's stuck dirty that angel. Look, I'm low like I'm good. Precious follow, spirit ancient, but I got a new shit. They all know they can point that bitch around like when it's all over. See if they move out. Cut through they cities like I'm thorough. Paying for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clip. Trust me, I'm not with this thing out. You squeeze till it click like plug when the heel touch. The world got me jump off, feel much. Round, we cover down, just have to stay free. Looking for a bitch better than baby. Hear my truck fly strong, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, for them niggas on the fence, Yeah, on 44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, and they hear with that shit. Friday, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them what was happening. Now I pump up like I said you will. I got time to give, niggas thought I died, I survived. They don't hide it, got it up and will. Drink it good, they don't hide it, got it good. You don't show the skill, I show the skill. You ride, but you don't work the wheel, I work the wheel. Yeah, I'm solid, purple fire, yeah, back to chill. Know they put my life, I ain't worried, I got break for me, I got real soul, chill for me, niggas watch it still. They say you been free more lately, you is not still. When you talking that fire, precious marriage, they inquiring. They get down with me, I see them conspire on the line and fire. You can't feel it, break it, they don't die, that's how I'm trusting. You can keep the bitch, and my niggas don't keep it still. And it feel like Jesus, and it was a slow, but I was trying to go these Jimmy Swain, coming like we, you can't even count. These niggas gon' run it like we run it, we gon' even stop. Bitch, don't bring my niggas till it ain't in that blue spot. If you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch, that's your heart. Find me, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them what we're time it is. I pop up like I said you will, I got time to kill. Niggas thought I died, I survived, they don't hide it. Got it up the blood, drink it good, they don't hide it. He like good, you don't show the skill, I show the skill. We ride good, you don't work the wheel, I work the wheel. So I gotta make purple fight, yeah, back to chill. I work they for my life, I ain't worried, I got referees, they go in effect, yeah, I'm fully focused. You might not see it on me, clothes, women, that bitch fully loaded. Yeah, we on the road, so on my knee, making motion. Nigga, I'm joking, I'ma school them niggas like they baby children. Got it all in dust, them two trees, don't nobody hate it. What you want, I'll ride it, dog. Good for the baby boy, you bitch, ain't top, dog. So if I go right, I'ma turn that dick on line, baby, to a damn tank. I got trouble saying that ass like they had it front. They had that shit on lock till I snapped on them like gold cutters. You can never play both sides, gotta choose the colors. And see them throw that one up with that devil, that's my blood, bro. Friday, I ain't show no mercy, I'ma show them what was time it is. I pop up like I said you will, I got time to kill. Niggas thought I died, I survived, they don't hide it. Got it up the color, drink it good, they don't hide it. He nice, but he don't show the skill, I show the skill. We ride, but he don't work the wheel, I work the wheel. So I gotta make purple fight, yeah, back to chill. Yeah, they for my life, I ain't worried, I got break for real.
All right. Yeah, that was good. Go ahead, clap it up. All right. Shalom, Israel. Shalom, Yasharala. Prison Officer 5000. Kasar Pakar. This is a Thursday night scripture breakdown class for ISBK Northern California, ISBK Oakland, Richmond, San Francisco, San Jose, all over the Bay Area, all the way out to the Valley, Stockton, Sacramento, everywhere else in between, man. Hayward, Fairfield, Vallejo, all over the Bay Area. EPA, you understand? Sign Christ. All right. First, gonna start off. Is there any questions? Any questions online? Go ahead, type them in the chat. If you don't have any questions online, you don't have anybody in the room right now, let's just go ahead and get straight into tonight's topic. Got a lot of precepts. We'll try to run through them. First, we're gonna go with the definition of tonight's topic. Tonight's topic is integrity. Integrity and why it's important in doing the work of the Lord, why it's important in being a follower of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, why it's important in being in the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohanan. The importance of integrity. Before we go into explaining this, let's find out what the definition of integrity is. All right. Integrity, the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness, honesty, honorableness, right? The state of being whole and undivided. That's integrity, something that's whole and undivided, something that's solid. That's what we have to have in the work of the Lord. That's what we have to have in the truth. We have to have integrity, someone that's honest. What's the opposite of being honest? Someone that's a liar. And who is known for not having integrity? The Christian church. Christianity is the home of lies. Christianity is the home of people that are not solid, something that is very divided and promotes division. It's not about uniting people, specifically Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. The Christian church is made to destroy and divide us. And the main reason is because they lack integrity. All right. Integrity also is the quality of being honest and showing consistent and uncompromising adherence to strong moral and ethical principles and values. In other words, how can you say that? Uncompromising. What is uncompromising about the Bible? The law, statutes, and commandments. Adhering to strong moral and ethical principles. Our principles are found in these laws, statutes, and commandments, in the structure of this book and how we carry ourselves and how we deal with each other. All right. In ethics, integrity is regarded as the honesty and truthfulness or earnestness of one's actions. All right. Integrity can stand in opposition to hypocrisy. That's very important. All right. Let's go to our first precepts. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 9. The book of Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 9. He that walketh uprightly walketh surely. One more time. He that walketh uprightly walketh surely. A brother, a sister that walketh uprightly, that stands on something, that stands, I like to say today, stands on business. You got to stand on business. You got to be deeply rooted in what you believe in. You got to walk uprightly. You can't switch up what you're doing, right? Let's keep going. But he that perverteth his ways shall be known. That's exactly what Christians, this is how they think in the Christian church. They feel like they can walk uprightly on Sunday. They can walk uprightly on Easter, on Christmas. They can walk uprightly when they're doing this or doing that at their job. But when they leave, they do whatever walk they want to do. They walk in all kind of ways. They walk in, they diddy bopping. You understand? That's the walk they doing. However they want to live their life is how they live. It has nothing to do with what they profess to believe in. That's a disgusting way to live. That's an evil way to live, right? 1 Kings chapter 9, verse 4. Let's keep going. 1 Kings chapter 9 and verse 4. And it reads, and if thou wilt walk before me as David thy father walked in integrity of heart and in uprightness to do according to all that I have commanded thee, and wilt keep my statutes and my judgments. So there's no way Christians can even walk in integrity because they don't stand on anything. They don't believe in anything. They profess to follow Christ, and Christ said, he who loves me will keep my commandments. They don't believe in the Bible. They say one thing, and then they completely contradict everything else in this book. They eat pork, they celebrate birthdays, they celebrate pagan holidays, they smoke, they get high, they sell drugs, they abuse women, the women are whores, all these things going on in the Christian church because they don't have any integrity, because they don't have any rules or anything to even stand on to believe on. How can you have some form of integrity when you have zero boundaries, right? All right, let's drop that. Let's go to Job chapter 2 and verse 3. Job chapter 2 and verse 3. And it reads, and Yahweh said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man. Here you go with this word upright again. Upright is a, what's that called? A synonym for integrity. Job had integrity. He didn't waver. He didn't falter. He was a perfect man in his generation because he obeyed the Most High. That there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth the Most High and escheweth evil, and still he hold fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. Like Satan's wanting to come and test Job. He's wanting to come and break him and see that he will turn his back on the Lord. And the Lord is saying, you know what? This brother right here, he stands on business. He has integrity. And you still want to bother him. You want to mess with him. But I guarantee you, this brother right here is solid. We're gonna see. I'm betting on Job right now to see. All right. All right. Let's go to the next precept. Let's drop down to verse 9. All right. We'll just go. Go to verse 5. But put forth thine hand now and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. And Yahweh said unto Satan, behold, he is in thine hand, but save his life. Like, do whatever you want to him. You can harm him. You can make him ill. You can hurt his family. Just don't kill Job. All right. That's the rule that we got concerning Job. So went Satan forth from the presence of Yahweh and smote Job with sore boils from the sole of his foot unto his crown. And he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal, and he sat down among the ashes. Then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse the Most High and die. And so that's really what we have to be conscious of, right? Coming to this truth to separate ourselves from the filthy, disgusting Christians in the world, from the filthy, disgusting Muslims and all these other religions and things that people fall and delve into that want you to believe and do whatever you want to do, and they don't really give you any sense of a moral compass, right? We have to be aware of people that want to come along and have us compromise our integrity, change our behavior, become something that we are not supposed to be. And we're going to look up the word compromise. What does compromise mean? An agreement or settlement of a dispute that is reached by each side making concessions. So yeah, you have different compromises in business. In relationships, you might have to compromise on this. You say, okay, I want to go here. They want to go there. Let's find a middle ground. Maybe we can go to both for a short amount of period of time. Maybe we can go here today. Tomorrow we'll go there where you want to go. That's a compromise, right? But when it comes to your beliefs, your morals, your standards, there is no compromising these things. There's a saying in American culture that every man has their price. La. Not men of the Lord. Not men in the truth. There is no compromising your behavior. There is no changing how you will behave in an instance if you have integrity. The way you are here is the way you are over there. That's what it means to have integrity. That you don't switch up because of the environment that you're in. You don't switch up because someone's in the room around you. The same person you are with this person right here is the same way you'll be with this person over there. The same person that I am when I have one beer is the same person I'm going to be when I have 4 beers. Is how I'm going to carry myself with some form of integrity and honor, right? And when you are able to compromise your standards, then you lack integrity and you're nothing but a stinking Christian. That's what you are. You're a wolf in sheep's clothing. You're someone that is portraying this identity, but in reality, deep down, you have not killed that old person off, if that's what you're doing. And these Christians, man, they act like they are so new. They dip themselves in the water and baptize themselves 100 times they act like they come out so new and brand new. In reality, this demons festering and growing within them. That is something that is not allowed in the house that is built by Commander Giuliani. The other definition of compromise: accept standards that are lower than is desirable. Like I said, when they talk about every man has a price, every woman has a price, these are things that they teach you in America to get you to party with Diddy, right? That's what they want you to do. A lot of those people, they didn't want to partake in the activities that Puff Daddy or Puff P, whatever, Sean Combs, we'll start calling him the diddler, whatever you want to call him, man. They didn't want to partake in the activities. They didn't wake up in the morning and say, I want to go over here and do all this. But they lowered their standards. They didn't have integrity, and they compromised their beliefs in order to gain something, so they had a price. And that's what rich men have always done throughout the years. They try to get people to waver from what they know is right by giving them money, giving them gifts, giving them power. Some of these rappers don't even get money out the deal. They're just getting fame. They selling their soul. They giving up their whole spirit to be on a billboard and for people to know them. That is a low self-esteem, Akim. That's a low self-esteem, Agwathian. For you to need people to know you in order to feel like a man, you, and that's showing that it's just like it's like pimping and hoeing, man. A lot of the sisters that get involved in that game, they dealing with this pimp. He is not giving them anything, just like P. Diddy. He's not giving you any money. You're not getting the royalties. You actually owe him after the record deal. You're not getting royalties. You're not getting the checks from the songs. None of that. The club, you end up having to owe the record label. They made all the money off your record, but you are the face. You are the famous one. TLC always said that in one of the interviews that they came out and said, yeah, we had Grammys. We had the #1 album is going 10 times platinum, and we are all broke. They got all the glitz and the glory and the name, but who was walking home with the check? Man, it's the people behind that, man. And that's, right now we're seeing this perfect example with this whole bad boy situation unfolding. All right, let's drop that. Let's go to Psalms chapter 7 and verse 8. Go to the book of Psalms, chapter 7 and verse 8. Like I said, I got a lot of precepts. I'm trying to keep running through these precepts. Psalms chapter 7 and verse 8. And it reads, Yahweh shall judge the people. Judge me, O Lord, according to my righteousness, according to mine integrity that is in me. That's how the Lord is going to judge us. He's going to judge us based on our integrity, based on our righteousness, not on your image, right? If you were to judge Puff Daddy a year ago on his image, it would have been somebody that donates money to charities and runs races to help the children. That's all about voting or dying, and helping politicians change the world. He's a multi-billionaire mogul. He's an excellent businessman. That's what his outside facade is. But his inside is a completely corrupted, unrighteous brother. Someone that has zero integrity. He's going to look you in your eye. He's going to go like this. Yeah. You know what? This is what's on the record deal. We're gonna sign this contract. You're gonna join this record label. We're gonna be family. I'm gonna take care of you. You my brother. You my sister. You like a son to me. You like a brother to me. You like a father to me. Whatever he's gonna tell you, he gonna put the glasses back on. He gonna turn around. And he gonna be that nigga is done. I don't give a damn about that nigga. I don't give a damn about that broad. We gonna get cashed out because he don't have any morals, right? And that's who the oppressor loves. They love men like that, and that's who the Lord hates. The Lord hates men like that have a facade and an aura around themselves, and they present themselves to be a certain way, but in behind closed doors, when nobody sees, when nobody's there, you're doing sneaky things, you're behaving unseemly, you are being a goddamn monster to your family, you're being a wicked bastard to different brothers. You don't care about your life, you don't care about nothing but yourself. But it's all good. How about Shem Shah Bagataya? How was your Marla down about Shem Shah? This is the facade that you're portraying, man. But guess what, man? The angels see everything. The Lord gets all of the reports on your behavior. Why? Brother, sister in the world. You understand me? Christian, Muslim. The Lord is getting all the reports, and we see it all. We smell it on you. We can see straight through it. And the only one you're hurting in the end is yourself. That's the only one you're gonna harm in the end, man. So learn about some integrity, learn about some righteousness. Get what the Lord wanted you to have, man. All right. Let's drop that. Let's see. We're going to verse 10. The book of Psalms, chapter 7, and verse 10. And it reads, my defense. Oh, matter of fact, let's just go to verse 9. Let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just. For the righteous God trieth the hearts and the reins. The Lord's going to try you too. Don't think you're not going to have an opportunity to show your worth and your value and your integrity. How can the Lord prove you who you say you are unless you have an opportunity to waver and falter? Unless you have something presented in front of you, whether it's women, whether it's drugs for the sisters, whether it's men, whether it's money, whether it's power, something is going to be presented in front of you that's going to give you the opportunity to fall. Now it's on you to pass the test, because the Lord is going to have to prove you. He's going to have to see if you are who you say you are. You can believe the BS, right? Christians really believe that they're good people. That's the scary part about it. Like, I truly wonder. Now, I think the higher up you get, the more I know that they even know that they're evil, right? Creflo Dollar is no way he wakes up in the morning and thinks he's really doing something right. You don't hop on a $50 million plane or $20 million plane while your people are suffering and starving, knowing this book, knowing this Bible, like they know, and think that you're a good person, man. He's going to those Diddy parties. He's going to these strip clubs. He's going to, or having these strippers come to them. That's probably how they're doing it. They know better than that. Creflo Dollar ain't gonna go in the strip club. He's gonna bring the strippers to him. That's where they get them big checks from. They're like, oh yeah, we got a private party. Yeah, it's gonna be TD Jakes in there. It's gonna be Creflo Dollar. It's gonna be all the Juanita Bynum. Juanita buy some rod. It's gonna be all types of lasciviousness. Ooh wee. It's a elegant and disgusting word, man. Lasciviousness, man. Orgies and all these things happening. They know that they're disgusting. But that average rank and file Christian, that holy roller, in their mind, they really think that they're good people. But in reality, the behavior is so evil in the eyes of the Lord. The things that they do on a day-to-day basis are wicked and evil. But they have been convinced that they are righteous we cannot let that infiltrate into the UPK, because you know what? When you have that spirit on you, you have been compromised, right? You know, that's what they say in the movies where they have teams and you working in this top secret environment, and you got somebody you depending upon, and then you calling and you checking with them. We need to get this mission resolved, and then something tells you, oh man, that person's been caught up. They're not working with us no more. They're acting like they're with us, but they've been compromised. That's what happened. They're not actually on the team anymore. That's how you are when you're walking without integrity. If you need more time, man, seek counsel, get help, fight those demons, battle those demons, but don't convince yourself. That's the worst thing you can do. No one is worse than someone that can lie to themselves. You can look in that mirror and be honest with yourself and say, you know what I'm doing is foul. How I'm living is wrong. This is not who I say I am. I need to represent who I say I am, who I know I am, who the brothers and the sisters in the truth know me as. That's how I need to live, right? We're going to drop that. Let's keep going, right? Let's drop down. We'll get a couple more of these integrity precepts to set the foundation. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 3. Keep running through what we got. 743. Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 3. The book of Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 3. The integrity of the upright shall guide them. The integrity of the upright is what's going to guide you. Like, you know that feeling, right? We all have been there. When you know what is right and you've done something wrong. If you have a conscience, you know that feeling of guilt. What's another word? Shame. Everyone knows that feeling, like, man, you are ashamed of yourself. That's why a lot of people have struggles with addiction, because they're trying to get some integrity. They're trying to get some moral compass, and they stop using the drug. They stop getting high. They stop drinking, whatever it is that's plaguing them, and they get a little bit of time. They're doing the 12 steps. They counting the 10th, 9th step. They're calling, apologizing to people. They making amends and doing all this nonsense. They go into the programs, and then they fall off. And then they start it over again. And they get a couple more months and a couple more days and a couple weeks and then years. And then they fall and stumble again. And they do this on and on and on and on again. They make a week, they off a week, they on a week, they off a week, they on a week, they off a week. They start to lose faith in themselves, and they start to lose respect for themselves. And so instead of getting stronger and continuing to battle, they become weak and they fall to, they sin and they just give up. Because of that feeling of shame that they keep, not being strong enough to do what they set out to do. And then they keep continuing, man. Nah, you have to get stronger. You got to pick yourself up. The integrity of the upright shall guide them. This is what guides you unless you know. You know the feeling of how it feels to, go to sleep and say, you know what, man, I ain't do no sin at all today. That's a different type of feeling. That's a different form of self-respect you can have. You can look in the mirror and say, you know what, man, it's been a month. I ain't done nothing. It's been 6 months. I can't look back and say nothing that I did. It doesn't matter if I'm in class. It don't matter if I'm at home. It don't matter if I'm at the slavery. I'm walking upright. I'm living honorably like it's somebody watching because it is somebody watching you. You should be honorable even if the angels wasn't watching. Like the angels should be able to take a break and come back and they know you good. That's how you should feel. Because for damn sure, you shouldn't be playing this game of life because it's one thing to how do we say it? Like in Esau's culture, Esau's rules and regulations in society, right? Ignorance of the law does not matter. If you don't know the laws and you run a stop sign, you run a red light, you can tell the police, you can tell the officer, hey, I didn't see the speed limit sign. That doesn't matter. You still get a ticket. You can say I didn't know it was illegal to have this type of weapon in my car. Yeah, okay, it doesn't matter. You're still going to jail. Ignorance of the law does not mean you're not subject to the law. Well, in the Bible, the Lord works a little bit different. The Lord says he has mercy and he winks at your ignorance, right? But once you know, now you're held accountable in the Lord's eyes. Now you know what's right. And that's what's important. Like, you know what's right. You have to maintain what's right. All right, let's drop that. Let's get Proverbs chapter 19, verse 1. Better is the poor that walketh in his integrity than he that is perverse in his lips and is a fool. Oh, wait, this reminds me of the whole music industry, the whole movie industry, entertainment industry, where these people, they don't walk with any integrity, but they got all the money. Who is that? Your Tyler Perry's. Who is that? Your Russell Simmons. Who is that? Your Jay-Z's. Who is that? T.I.'s. Who was that? Nicki Minaj. Sexy Red. Cardi B. A lot of these people don't have any integrity and they just live their life and do whatever they can in order to make a dollar and make a buck. And it's like, how can you? And they wonder why they always talking about they don't have no friends, right? They talking about they losing all their families, right? Yeah, because nobody can trust you. The Lord can't trust you. So how in the hell can your family trust you? How are you going to stand and do something right when you would sell your own ass? Salakia. You disrespecting yourself. That's the worst thing. Like I said, man, if you can lie to yourself, you can lie to anybody. If you don't love yourself, you can't love anybody. If you don't obey the Lord, then how can you obey or care for anyone else in the entire planet Earth? You can't do it. All right? That's what this is about, man. All right, let's go. Proverbs, where we at? 19 and 1. Better is the poor that walketh in his integrity than he that is perverse in his lips and is a fool. Let's go to the next one. 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 21. All right. 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 21. I love that. That's saying these days, man. Stand on business. Stand on business. That is the Bible, man. Christ stood on business to the end. It was heavy what the general was bringing out. Like, they tried to offer him poison to end his life, to end his suffering, to end his pain. And he said, nah, man, I'm going to go through this. He stood on business the entire way through. He wasn't taking the easy way out. He wasn't compromising, man. All right. What we got? 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 21. Let's keep going, man. Providing for honest things, not only in the sight of the Lord, but also in the sight of men. That's another thing that people, these especially women, sisters love saying stuff like that, right? Where they say things like, I don't care what anybody thinks of me. I don't care what others think of me. You should care what people think about you. You should care what somebody thinks about you because that's called having a reputation. What else do you have in this world? That's a famous statement. You know what I'm saying? All a person has, all a man has is they cojones and they word, man. That's all you stand on. And if your reputation is faulty, and it don't take long, you can do a lot of great things. It takes 1 minute to tear down a great reputation, and that's P Diddy is the best example that I can think of. So Lockett, that brother was world renowned and known all over, and now it took 1 minute to really unveil who he really was the whole time. Like everybody saw that crazy clip when he was running around acting like the Joker. That's really him. He's really like that. The person that's smiling and shaking hands and kissing babies and donating turkeys, that's not him. That's the facade. And if your demons can get you in a corner and to get like a Christian, you'll do the same things, man. You will become like the Christian church where you think that it's okay. Yeah, let me put this on. Let me put this mask on. And behind it is something else, man. Get them things out of there, man. We can never resemble anything close to the Christian church, man. If somebody is around that is exhibiting that behavior and they don't want to get on board with what's right, man, Lord be with them. Because the Lord will remove you from this place. Do not get it twisted, man. This house must remain clean. The Lord will remove you from this place, man. Because this is not the place, man. This is where where we put the light on demons. We don't hide them, man. We shine a light on them. That's what we do. All right. But once again, what does it say? It says 2 Colossians chapter 8, verse 2, or 2 Corinthians, like 8, verse 21. Providing for honest things, not only in the sight of the Lord, but also in the sight of men. Okay, let's drop that. Let's go to Colossians 3 and 23. Keep going, man. Let's keep going through these precepts. If you got any questions, Shalom Yabashim Yashab, a thumb to all the brothers. Shalom Yabashim, a thumb, Bashim Yashab to the sisters online. Most High in Christ. Thumb Yad, Natazah, the rib of Officer Matabar, Nazam, Most High in Christ. All right, let's go. Colossians chapter 3, verse 23. And it reads, and whatsoever ye do, do it heartily. Oh, no, matter of fact, let's go up a little bit. We can go to verse 22. Servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh, not with eye service as men pleasers. You understand? This ain't a man. I mean, this you can just go into all the examples, man. The deacons at them churches you be seeing online, man. Good night. What did they have? The two brothers, they were on their knees holding hands. TD Jakes praying over them. Disgusting. What are they doing this for? Because they're going to become deacons in this church? They men pleasers, man. And when they leave, who knows what they're going to do when they leave that place, man. They're doing that because they are, man, and men pleasers. Pause. No Diddy. I don't know what to say. But that's what they're doing it for, man. To be seen in the sight of the congregation. They sit up high. They sit at the table with the pastor. They feel famous. They feel important sitting next to TD Jakes. But they have zero integrity, man. Let's see what it says right here. One more time. 3 and 2. Colossians chapter 3, verse 23. And it reads, start at verse 22. Servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh, not with eye service as men pleasers, but in singleness of heart, fearing the Most High. And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily as to the Lord, and not unto men, knowing that of the Lord ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance, for ye serve the Lord Christ. Man. That's where we get our inheritance. That's where we get the kingdom. That's how we get the kingdom, is having something solid to build upon, man. And if you're not solid, the word is a hypocrite. Definition of hypocrisy: the practice of claiming to have moral standards or beliefs to which one's own behavior does not conform. That's hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is the practice of feigning to be what one is not, or to believe what one does not. Like you're acting, you're feigning, you're portraying, you believe these things, that you teach these things, that you are doing these things, but in reality, you're not doing these things, man. You're not believing these things. Because action, what do they say? Love in action, love in word. Don't love in words, like in deed, not in word, man. My little ones, man, don't love in word. Don't love in what you say. Love with your actions. Love with what you do. Love with how you carry yourself, no matter where you're at. So let me see. I'm gonna read a little bit. And what are some signs that someone has integrity? The first thing that you want to see in somebody that has integrity, man, is doing the right thing when nobody is looking, man. Some of these things, consistency. People with integrity tend to behave consistently, regardless of whether someone is watching or not. That's the stuff that the angels record, man. They uphold their values and principles in all situations. Honesty. Individuals with integrity are honest and transparent in their actions and communications. They don't deceive or manipulate others for personal gain. That's the whole influencer, IG, Instagram world. That's the whole rap world. A bunch of people that don't that manipulate others for personal gain. Accountability. They take responsibility for their actions and decisions, and they are willing to admit when they make mistakes. That's somebody that has integrity as well, because there is somebody. Everybody can have a bad day. Everybody can mess up. Everybody can falter, right? But the signs of a righteous man is one that gets up and doesn't make those same mistakes, man. Works hard to kill that off. All right. And respect. People with integrity show respect for others, regardless of their background or status. They treat others with fairness and empathy, man. It doesn't matter who you're dealing with. There's a certain level, especially when it comes to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Like, even outside of that, coming into the truth, everybody, we naturally have this spirit of, that the oppressor is the devil. You mean mugging every Edomite you see. I get it, young brother, young sister. You want to slam the door on this Edomite's face when you at the Burger King. I get it. But what is that really doing for the UPK? How does that bring glory to the UPK? You slamming the door on some cracker's face at the Waffle House, man. That doesn't do anything. That's not going to rectify 400 years of oppression. You slamming the door in somebody's face, man. Being disrespectful to the waiter because she's an Edomite. You have some integrity, some honor, some class about yourself. You will carry yourself like the men that we follow, like Commander General Yohana, man. Like General Muhammad, all the generals, all the captains. You would carry yourself in that manner. Because you, especially here in the truth, like I said, the Christians, they got all the excuses in the world. Of course, they're walking around like a chicken with their head cut off. Of course, they're walking around like somebody that has no integrity. Your goddamn pastor's telling you if you follow the laws of God, you're evil. So, of course, you're living like an animal. But there is no excuse in the UPK, man. You come in this UPK, you have perfect examples of integrity and how to carry yourself in every goddamn situation. Every place that you go, you know how to behave yourself because you see walking, living examples. What would Commander Giuliani do right now? Is this what General Muhammad would do? Is this what Cap would do? This is what Captain Zariak would do at this moment right now? Is that what you're doing? Okay, then you out of order. Switch it up. You got to kill that. There's no excuse, man. We got it everywhere. No excuses, no cowards, man. This is One West. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 4, verse 24. I'm going to bounce around real quick. Go back to Proverbs and keep going. What time we got? 8:02. Doing pretty good on time. Getting through these precepts. Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 24. And it reads, put away from thee a froward mouth and perverse lips put far from thee. Verse 25, let thine eyes look right on and let thine eyelids look straight before thee. We always talk about that. What Christ said that wide is the gate to destruction, but narrow is the path to righteousness. Paraphrasing, like, you got to look straight forward. You got to have them blinders on like they have on the race horses, man. They can't see to the left. They can't be distracted. They can't see to the right. They can't be distracted. All they can see is straight forward. That's what Christ wants from you. That's what our King demands from us, is for us to look straight forward. We don't waver to the left. We don't waver to the right. What was that old chocolate thing? Today you feel like some, tomorrow you feel like that. Nah, every day it's the same. It's consistent, man. That's what you got to focus on. You need help on something, man. Get refocused and get that help. But we can't help you if you're not getting the help that you need, man. You know? All right? So that's what the Lord is saying, man. Let thine eyes look right on and let thine eyelids look straight before thee. Verse 26, ponder the path of thy feet and let all thy ways be established. Turn not to the right hand nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil. All right, let's drop that. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 13, verse 17. All right. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 17. Don't say we didn't warn you. Don't say we didn't tell you to take heed. Don't say we didn't try to wake you up. Because if this is where we come to get woke up. That's one of the greatest things I heard from General Muhammad teach, man. Is he said, we go out to the streets and we cut everyone. We cut everything under the sun. He said, you come to class, this is where you come to get cut. Come to get cut, let it bleed out. Let it bleed out, man. That's how you get healed. That's how you get fixed. When you watching General Muhammad's class and he get to talking about somebody or something and how people are living, and he just makes it seem so disgusting and foul, you just like, ooh, oh, I don't want him to be talking about me. If I'm doing anything that resembles that, let me stop. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be the topic of tonight's class. I just want to stand by on the sidelines and sit right next to the general and then be in the same spirit. Like, you goddamn right, man. Yeah, you're right. You do talk to your children like a pig. You do treat your rib like a goddamn animal. You like cats and dogs like nobody raised you. Yeah, your rib, you do talk to your husband like a dragon and a monster. You're filthy. Like, yeah, let me stand on that side of the class. That's a good feeling. You don't want to listen to every class with the general and he's just talking about somebody and you're like, damn, I'm doing that too. I'm doing that. Damn, on the topic of tonight's class again? Nah, man. You're not in the truth like you think you are. You got to prove all things, man. That's how you got to do it, man. You got to live this book, man. And we got the perfect examples, all right? But once again, Hebrews chapter 13, verse 17, it reads, obey them that have rule over you and submit yourselves, for they watch for your souls, as they that must give account, that they may do it with joy and not grief. Like, that's another thing. Like, we coming to the Passover coming up. The generals is watching and seeing everything that everyone's done from last year to this year and seeing what we have progressed or what we have brought to the table. And the report can be one of grief, man. The brothers that raised us up, I don't want to do that. You understand what I'm saying? The brothers that helped change my life, man, you got to bring grief. This got to come back, yeah, man. The brothers over here and sisters over there, yep. Commander Gianna, this was going on. This is the report, man. Brothers then gave up their whole entire life to help us. Gave up their time, their family, their resources, their slaveries, gave up money, gave up everything in order to help another brother. Don't take that for granted, man. Right here, it says this right here: obey them that have rule over you, and submit yourselves, for they watch for your souls. Like, that's what real leadership is. Leadership is someone that is a servant, man. That's how Christ got down. Christ got down. He gave up his life for his people. That's why Peter felt like a sucker, man. When he denied Christ, he didn't stand on business, and he knew that Christ was willing to give up everything for him. That's what inspired him to go hard and be more righteous and build up these schools, man, after Christ died, because he was like, man, I was weak. And I trampled on the sacrifice that Christ gave. That was a good leader, man. He showed me his leadership by his sacrifice for his brothers. And they, at first, didn't honor that, man. They started to see, right? As they that must give account, that they may do it with joy and not with grief, for that is unprofitable for you. Don't miss out on that part. It's unprofitable for you, though. At the end of the day, these brothers doing their job, they're doing what they need to do. Hey, man, they reporting it may be a report of grief, but it's unprofitable for you in the long run. You're the one that's gonna have to deal with that, bear that burden, right? Anything else? Let's see. Verse 18. Pray for us, for we trust we have a good conscience in all things, willing to live honestly. All right. Drop that. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. Let me see. Right. All right. Let's go. 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9, and it reads, Yahweh knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. The Lord knows how to get you. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. Like, what's that precept in Ecclesiastes where you think that because the punishment didn't come expediently, that it's never going to come. The Lord will try you, will test you, but he will show you a way out, man. You just stick to the basics of what you know. Those ones that are not taking heed, the Lord's going to punish them when he chooses to, man. And that's not who you want to go up against, right? All right, let's drop that. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. No, we are here. Psalms 138 and 2. Matter of fact, let's skip that. Let's go to James 1 and 1. It's a pretty good precept right here. So James 1 will go down. James chapter 1 and verse 1. James, a servant of the Most High and of the Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience, but let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask the Most High, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed, like you to and fro. What does it say in Revelations? That Christ would rather you be hot or cold, not lukewarm. Can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. That's out. Cannot have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Pick a goddamn side. That's how gangster Christ is. That's how gangster the Lord is. He's like, pick a side, nigga. You can't be hood hopping. Ain't nobody in no hood's gonna respect you for hood hopping. You from here one day, you from there to tomorrow. The hell are you talking about? You with these niggas today and you with these niggas tomorrow, pick a goddamn side. You understand? That's what he's talking about right here, man. Like, you can't be like the wave going in and out. Even when we growing up, man, uncles and pops and grandma and mom, you can't be going inside the house and outside the house. Either you in or you out. How long does it take to figure that out? How long do you have to find that out, man? Some people take a long time, some people don't. But I would hope you wouldn't play with the Lord's time like that, man. All right. It says, verse 7. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. Verse 8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. That's being double-minded. Not lacking integrity means you're double-minded. Because if you know this is right, you know this is how you're supposed to be, and you do this, and you do it because you know it's right, then when you're not doing it, you're double-minded. You know you're doing something wrong. You know you're doing something foul. You know you're doing something that isn't righteous or upright, but you're doing it anyway, and that's double-minded, man. You're unstable in all your ways. All right, let's drop that. Let's go to Isaiah 64:6. That's why I say this Bible, man. It can't nobody write this like so many bars just to flip through the pages. It's like, man, there's so much knowledge in this book. You can't find this nowhere else. You can't. Look and read in that Quran. It is a bunch of nothingness. There's really no wisdom in it. Isaiah 64:6. But we are all as an unclean thing, and all our righteousness are as filthy rags. Like, that's very, very, very Christian. That's very, very Christian to think that your righteousness makes you better. Thinks that the works that you do makes you better. Christians think because what do Christians do? I don't even know. I don't even think Christians do anything good anymore. At least back in the 70s or something, they might have had food program. I don't know. Maybe Catholics, these big Edomite Christian churches. I don't know what the Black Christian church does. It's hard pressed to see what in the hell comes up out of there. But in theory, if they believe they're doing something righteous, helping other people, if they think that it makes them better than other people, or if they think that now they have the pass to do whatever they want whenever they want, and that this good work or these righteous acts are going to negate this evil act, then they out their goddamn mind, man. That's a very Christian lifestyle. It's for someone to sit here and believe that you've reached a point of righteousness, and in reality, it's just a filthy rag, man. You already got blood on your hands. You already stained. You already deserve death. Like Captain Quan said something heavy. Like you a Judite, or I'm assuming all Israelites, like you don't like owing somebody nothing. You owe somebody something, yeah, I want to get that paid off. I don't want to have a debt to somebody. Well, guess what? We have a debt to Christ. That same feeling of wanting to pay it off, you need to apply that to Christ, man. And you already stained, so your righteousness is just covering up your wickedness. You're not that. We can't forget that. Yeah, it's been forgiven. Yeah, the Lord has given you mercy, but don't think that you have the past to do whatever you want now because of a couple of righteous acts, man. When it says right here, but we are all as an unclean thing, and all our righteousness are as filthy rags, and we all do fade as a leaf, and our iniquities like the wind have taken us away. All right, let's go to 2 Corinthians 5 and 17. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 17. We'll about 15 more minutes, an hour and a half. All right. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 17, and it reads, therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. That's dying off. That's killing the old man. That's becoming a new person. The ways and the mannerisms and the characteristics and all those things that you had before, in order to really come into the truth, you're going to have to die that death, man. That is the first death. You're going to have to put that away and be reborn like a new person. Unrecognizable. That's what we all experience, man. The brothers in the truth, man. The excellent brothers out here, man, that's doing this work, man, that have changed themselves. That is a glorious thing in the eyes of the Lord, man. The Bible says the angels rejoice when you become a new creature. Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. You're not the same old person. You're not that person that you was before. You have not experienced those things that you went through. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. Right? And that's that part of being, solid, not being double-minded. All right, Ephesians 4 and 17. Got a lot. So they have a lot of precepts. Let's go to Ephesians 4 and 17. Need some water. book of Ephesians, chapter 4, and verse 17. And it reads, "This I say, therefore, testify in the Lord, that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their mind, having the understanding." It's like, but yeah, we can't walk as the Gentiles walk. We can't be like them. And it's the same thing. That goes both ways. The Gentiles, meaning the other nations, obviously, because that's how these other nations act. They're a bunch of emotional, lust-filled, selfish, greedy people. They only care about themselves. They don't care about the consequences of everyone else that's surrounding them. That's a Gentile mindset. They talking about the whole world is being destroyed with global warming. You think Esau give a damn about that? As long as his steamboats, as long as his trains, his planes can fly, he can go to this place and that place. He don't give a damn. Even if his kids gonna be destroyed in a few years after they're gone, they don't give a damn about it. They want to live it up because they selfish and they greedy. They don't care about anyone outside of themselves, right? He says, walk not as other Gentiles walk. Or you can take it as the Gentiles, meaning the brothers that's in the world. We call the Israelites that are heathens that live like Gentiles, man. We cannot walk like them in the vanity of their mind because all those brothers in the world, who they really being like? All the things that make the brothers in the world wrong and foul is the stuff they learn from the oppressor. If brothers in the world is drug dealing, it's because they learn drug dealing from the white man. If brothers in the world are pimping, it's because they learn pimping from the white man. If sisters in the world are being whores, it's because they learn how to be a whore from the white man. If this person is violent and they killing and they doing this and that, that's because they learn violence and killing and death from the white man. This book says we are not supposed to walk as the Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their mind and the futility, the nothingness of your mind. Your mind ain't filled with nothing. You got to think. Christians are so emotional. They want you to be so emotional and talk about these feelings, but they don't want you to think about anything and truly believe in anything. And that's where they get you. You get in this place and do song and dance and feelings, and you listening to a motivational speaker for 45 minutes on Sunday. But when the reality comes down to it, they're not even teaching you anything to logically change your life. It's like going to the early club. What they call that? These day parties. That's what the Christian church is, a day party. Some of them serving real wine too. Some of them getting it really popping in the back too. Lock it. They serving real wine and they having Diddy parties in the back, man, at the Captain Church. They having Diddy parties in the back with TD Jakes, man. Right? But we cannot walk in these ways, man. And so, verse 18, having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of the Most High through the ignorance that is in them because of the blindness of their heart, who being past feeling have given themselves over unto lasciviousness to work all uncleanness with greediness. Like, yeah, that's the main one, man. That's how the Lord. Well, I'm not gonna say that, but that's how a lot of brothers is proven, man. It's money and it's women. That's how you get proven, man. Money, women, and drugs. Those are the three things that'll pull somebody out of the truth. And coming to class, teaching the class, going to camp, doing whatever, does not mean you're in the truth, man. Being in the truth means that you abiding and living the life that we all say we are supposed to live. And when we sign up for this thing. All right? Let's drop that. Let's go to Let's keep going. Huh. The book of Ephesians, chapter 4. Let's drop down. Let's keep going down to verse 22. That ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust. There you go again, man. You got to put off that old man. Throw him in the garbage. Put him in the trunk. Put him in a body bag, man. Get rid of that. The things that we were doing before, there's no glory in it. There's no honor in it. These are the things that we fight to change. The things that the people in the world find glory in is the things that we should look down on in the truth. Like I remember, man, one time talking to a friend not too long after high school, and we was talking about how we love Mac Dre and his music and how much game he was spitting and the things we learned from him and how good of a rapper he is, man. And my friend, he like, yeah, man, I love that nigga Mac Dre, man. I wish he was my father. I said, whoa. I'm a young nigga, but I was like, nah, I know my pops. I never felt like that. You are in lack of a father so much that the person you look up to is a drug addict pimp. That got killed at a young age. That's who you look up to as a father figure. That is very sad. You understand what I'm saying? And that is what, how can I say it? That's what we do to the streets when you don't have examples. That's what we do to drug dealers. That's what we do to these rappers. That's what we do to these ball players. That's what these sisters do to these women on IG. They build them up in their mind because they don't have anyone to look up to that's righteous. And so they glorify evil. And then you want to emulate them. And so you'll get your credit and your glory off of evil too. That's the example right there, man. We see in Mac Dre, everything that he's doing is against the Lord. But we have put him on a pedestal because we don't have a real leader to show us what's right. And so you thinking what you need to do is be like this person, man. When in reality, that is nothing to be proud of. Like I used to, listen to a lot of Sugar Free. He spit a lot of game, obviously talking about Pence. Everybody knows what Sugar Free raps about. He only talk about one thing. And I really used to look up to Sugar Free though. You know what I mean? And I just remember one time I actually came across him, just on a drive to LA. I was just pulling over to get some gas. And I see somebody that looked familiar. I'm like, damn, I know this brother right here from somewhere. I can't put my finger on it. And then coming from behind, walking back behind him, here comes Sugar Free. I'm like, yeah, I know that other dude. He was in the video with Sugar Free, or he was around this and that. And I see Sugar Free and stop, talk to him, shake his hand. He came back, said what's up, and moved on. And I know I was just new coming into the truth. And at the time, I'm like, man, this cat I used to look up to, now I'm looking down on him. Now I'm wanting to teach him something. I'm thinking this person the one is I would go meet and give me some game, give me some knowledge, give me some lessons. This is the type of stuff people pay cats like him and Gangsta Brown and Phil Slim. Cats give them money to learn the knowledge and information they have to help you in the game. At one point in time, I was giving Sugar Free money to learn some things from him. But when I saw him and I was in the troop, I think I was a trooper. I might have even been a young man. But I felt bad for that brother because I knew he was lost. I could see it in his eyes. I'm like, he should be giving us money in the UPK. He needs to pay his ties to Commander Juliana so that he can learn. All that knowledge he has is futile. It's nothing. It's vanity. It's nothing to be glorified. It's cool to listen to a song, but the reality is that the life that he lived and the life that he is glorifying is not something to get credit for. And we gotta be vigilant on that, man. Let's see. All right. Let's go. Where we at? We are Ephesians 4. Let's just do verse 22. That ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put on the new man which after the Most High is created in righteousness and in true holiness. Right? And that's being someone with integrity. All right, let's see. Got a couple more. I think we did James. We do James 4:4. James chapter 4 and verse 4. And it reads, ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of the Most High. Friendship with the world is enemy with the Lord. Friendship with the world is enemy to Commander Juliana. Friendship with the world is enemy is in enmity with the ISUPK, man. It's one thing to go amongst our people and to be around our people and to teach and uplift them. It's another thing to be amongst them and to let their behavior reflect on us. Those are two different things, man. Those are two completely different things. So once again, ye adulterers and adulterers, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? Like he's going around and checking these brothers in these different zones and these different schools, making sure that they on point, because he's saying y'all are committing adultery and doing all this stuff. You are friends to the world and you are enemies of God. Whoso therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of the Most High. And what is the Lord? The Lord is a man of war. So you don't want to be an enemy with the most strategic, intelligent man of war ever. You're going to lose this battle. So it's better to just get on the right side of this mighty power. All right, let's drop that. Let's go to I got a few more. I think I went a few more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's get a few of these good ones. John chapter 17, verse 15. And it reads, I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. As thou hast sent me into the world, even so have I also sent them into the world. And for their sakes I sanctify myself, that they also might be sanctified through the truth. Like Christ is talking about, let's see, in verse 14, I have given them thy word, and the world hath hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Yeah. Christ said he's sending us out to the world, but he's not sending us to be of the world. He's sending us to pull these people out the world. Christians, they put this facade like they're not in the world at all. Some of them may say they're not supposed to drink at all. Some of them, I'm sure, don't go to any clubs. Some of them are these high holy rollers that just do everything that looks square, but in reality, behind closed doors, that's where it's all going down at, and that's where they are, they are real friends with the world. Let's drop that. Romans. Let's go to Luke 9:62. I like this precept right here. Luke, I like all these precepts, but this one is one of my favorites too. Luke chapter 9 says, slept on precepts sometimes. We forget about these ones. 9:62. And it reads, and Yahweh said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of the Most High. Like, who else looked back in the Bible? Who else looked back? Who had an opportunity to be saved and look back? Lot's wife. The broad had an opportunity to get saved by these angels, get saved out of everyone in the city of Sodom and Gomorrah, where they couldn't find 10 good souls, 50 souls to survive and save the entire city because it was such an evil place. She looked back at that place. You know how crazy that sounds? It sounds crazy, right? Like that's the same thing that we get when people get up and these comedians go and they talking about, oh, I wouldn't be no slave. That couldn't have been me back in the days. La, wouldn't be me. I wouldn't been on no plantation picking no cotton. Nigga, you been to jail. The police then took you into jail and they didn't strip you naked, nigga. What are you talking about? You would have been on the plantation. You ain't even resist the police to death. You was a slave. Every time they get behind you, you pull over. Every time they put them cuffs on you, they take you to the jail. What is you? So you think back in the slavery days when they were lynching and killing brothers on the street, sicking dogs on them, you was just gonna be Superman that day, and you ain't going, huh? Okay, yeah, you went. You didn't fight back today. So what makes you think you would have fought back then? Don't get that same spirit, because people try to use that spirit to look down on our people that was in those days in slavery and think that they're better than them, when in reality you would have went and did the same thing, man. So knock that off and learn what you really should do to change, right? Because you don't do that with the Bible either, man. Don't go back in the Bible and look at, oh man, Adam's tripping. I can't believe Adam ate that fruit that the broad gave him, listening to Eve, man. Ain't no box good enough for that. But yeah, now you didn't gave up the truth for some box. You didn't compromise the truth for some box. So how are you better than Adam? You did that yesterday. Adam did it 6,000 years ago. What are you talking about? Man, how the heck did that broad look back after leaving Sodom and Gomorrah, knowing how evil and wicked that place is, man? You done left the world and looking back. You doing the same thing. So you don't understand how she can look back? What evil and disgusting things are we looking back at, man? You want to look back? That's not what we're supposed to do, man. Let's read this again. Luke chapter 9, verse 62. And it reads, and Yahweh said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow, you putting your hand to the plow, you coming into the truth, you putting the work in, and looking back is fit for the kingdom of the Most High. That's not kingdom worthy behavior, man. You can't look back once you start. Keep moving forward, man. Keep. 'Keep 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 or it's better to not even start, man. That's what we say, man. People come in front of the camp, they find out you ain't supposed to eat pork. They find out you ain't supposed to get no tattoos. They find out you ain't supposed to celebrate Christmas, Thanksgiving. They leave from there. Yeah, the clock is ticking now. Lord, you're accountable now. You know. Don't play with this truth, man. You know better. You knew better. You do better. You know better. You know better, man. You know better. You gonna do better. That's how the Lord is saying, man. You know what's right. For you to look back is worse than someone that didn't know. They can't look back on a place they never left. You left looking back, it's not good, man. All right, just drop that. Let's go to Romans chapter 12, verse 2. The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 2. Acts, Romans, chapter 12, and verse 2. And it reads, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that like it, good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. All right. Verse 3, for I say through the grace given unto me to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think. Like, that's a heavy one right there. That's humbling right there, man. You can get it confused. The general will let you know. He said, we don't need none of you niggas. He said, it'll be me and Commander Johnny Hanna entering into the kingdom. Just how he like it. That's humbling, man. One monkey don't stop the show. This thing is gonna keep spinning regardless of whoever, myself, anybody here. The Lord said he could take a rock and turn it into a nation of people, man. That's what he can do and turn it into a prophet. What does he need me for? He don't need me. He don't need Kasar Pakai. Who the hell am I? I got to remain humble in this thing, man. For I say through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as the Most High hath dealt to every man the measure of faith. All right? That's a heavy one right there. Let's drop that. In Romans, we got 3 more. Deuteronomy 14 and 2. Let's go. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14 and verse 2. And it reads, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself, above all nations that are upon the earth. That's what the Lord did. He separated us from all the other nations so that we could have integrity amongst the nations. That's what we are, peculiar people. That's how we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be different. That's why Christ is distinguishing all these things about being in the world, not looking back, separating this, separating that, because you are going to be seen as different. The decisions you make, the way you carry yourself, all of that is different based on being in the truth. And the foundation of the Israelites was to have integrity by being different and set apart from these other nations. He was trying to instill integrity in us, all right, with these laws. Mark chapter 8, verse 15. Mark chapter 8, verse 15. And it reads, and he charged them, saying, take heed, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the leaven of Herod. Okay, that's not the one I wanted. I think the one I wanted was at John 1 and 47. That's what he talks about. when he talks about Israelite indeed. 147. No. That's not what I want. Let me find it right here. But he is saying, beware of the leaven, right, of the Sadducees and Pharisees. Let me see. That's Luke chapter 12. Chapter 12 and 1. Luke chapter 12 and verse 1. In the meantime, when there were gathered together innumerable multitude of people, insomuch that they trod one upon another, he began to say unto his disciples, first of all, beware ye of the leaven of the Pharisees, which is hypocrisy. The thing that puffed up the Pharisees, that made them feel great, was their hypocrisy. Their ability to say one thing and do the opposite. They felt good about themselves. They lied to themselves. They say that I do all this teachings. I read all the scriptures. I celebrate all the high holy days. I don't need anything unlawful. I pay this. I do that. But in reality, they treat their people like SHIT. That is leaven. That's hypocrisy. That's saying one thing. What did Christ told the brothers? He said, do as they say, not as they do. Paraphrasing, like, listen to the things that they teach you, but don't do as they do, because they don't really believe or follow the things they tell you to do. That's hypocrisy. That's Christianity. That's something that cannot live anywhere near the UPK, man. And it will not live, and it has not lived, and it cannot survive in this house. And that's a beautiful thing, man. Barak atah Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shah, for the UPK, man. This is the one place where that cannot fester. Everywhere else, they promote it, enjoy it, but integrity must remain intact in this house. Let's see anything else. Do we do Mark 8 and 15? I think we just did that one. Proverbs 23 and 23. And then I might go Matthew 23 and 23. But no, let's do Proverbs. Get out of here. Proverbs 23 and verse 23. The book of Proverbs, chapter 23, verse 23. Buy the truth and sell it not. All wisdom and instruction and understanding. That's another important part of integrity is correction, instruction. Buy the truth and sell it not. Do not sell out. Do not compromise. Do not give up. Do not turn your back on what you know. Because all it takes is 1 second to not walk with the Lord, to lose everything. This is a consistent thing, man. You got to consistently do what's right, consistently behave in that manner, and that's how the Lord will be with you. All right. And so that's it for me. Go ahead and salute the class. Yahweh Shem Yahshua, thumbs to all the brothers. Yahweh Shem Yahshua, to all the sisters. Class dismissed.